The Sunday Roundtable is reported for duty this Sunday. Joining us this morning are Democratic political analyst Marianne Marsh and Republican political analyst Rob Gray. Great to have you with us, guys. All right, right at the top, how is it looking for Michelle Wu, as the polls claim, Marianne?
I actually first have a little disclaimer to put out there. A colleague of mine in our Sacramento office recently became a consultant to a super PAC for Michelle Wu. I just found out about it. I have nothing to do about it. Very nice guy. I had to look him up in our staff directory. Didn't know who he was, but there you have it.
There you have it.
In terms of the Michelle Wu and what she has to do, it is clear she has an insurmountable lead going into the election with 8 days to go. And so when you look at it that way, she needs to take some opportunities here to really talk about the things that she can do as mayor. I think that's something the Biden campaign did really well. They talked about what they were going to do when they got into office, and that really helped them on those first few months with big poll numbers. So I think that makes a big difference. In terms of looking at what's happening on Election Day, do these big polls, as you talked about, depress turnout?
Yeah.
Do people think the race is over? And that helps Anissa because she's got a bunch of super voters out there. And for Anissa, it's really, how does she finish this race? Can she close the gap? She can't catch her, but does she end in a way that she could be have a rematch 4 years from now?
Not to be blunt about it, Rob, but is it a 30-point race? I mean, is that where it is now?
Well, early voting started yesterday, so we're going to start finding out what the interest level is and whether these polls are accurate. I mean, I think it's hard to say because there's only been 2 polls. Usually in a political race, we have a lot more. I think the question is, has Asabi George effectively gotten her message through in debates and in advertising? She's cast Wu, I think, accurately as being far more radical than Walsh and Menino in terms of her policies for the city. Can she bring that home in these final days of the campaign in a way that motivates more moderate and conservative voters in the city to actually show up and vote?
Speaking of debates, their final televised debate will be here at WCVB tomorrow night. What needs to be their closing message, and are there still unanswered questions sort of dangling out there, Rob?
Well, if I were Asabi George, I would keep it clean and simple, and I would go after Wu on defunding the police. There's advertising from an Asabi George super PAC up there about this issue. Clearly, Wu voted against level funding the police, which is what Marty Walsh tried to do when Marty Walsh is mayor. She supports it. That is a way out of the mainstream position. I would just keep it simple and go there if I were.
She just said
Asabi
here a few
George.
minutes ago that she would not quote defund, but she does see cuts in
Well,
the
she
police.
gave a very bureaucratic answer. She said, well, I support increased funding for public safety and public health. Those, I think, are weasel words. I think the voters see through it. But do enough voters care to show up and vote against that?
What do you need to hear tomorrow night, Marianne?
It's not so much what I need to hear, it's what I need to see. Michelle Wu should show people what she's going to look like and sound like when she's mayor. So when you look at her 2 weeks after the election, the person that you see on the debate stage here on CVB on Monday night is the person you see at City Hall. So I think that's her biggest test, number one. Number two, for Anissa, she has to do the same thing she did in that last debate. She's got to go after Michelle Wu. She's got to take her down a few pegs, really challenge her, yet at the same time sell herself, and especially with voters of color, to at least try to make up some of these points.
All right, so let's talk about these things right now. State Education Commissioner Jeffrey Riley will announce this week if the K through 12 school mask mandate will be extended past November 1st. Any chance it could be changed, Marianne? November 1st is, knocking on the door, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if it doesn't get changed and they keep it in through the end of the year, beginning of next. Hopkinton, who we talked about last week, backed off that. They got cold feet. And with inoculation starting for kids 12 and under, the flu season coming, cold weather, indoors, what's a couple more months?
Rob, what do you think?
I think they're going to extend it, even though cases have dropped by half in Massachusetts over the last month. It's going to take a while if 5 through 12 is approved this week by the FDA, hopefully it will be. It's going to take a while to make a dent in that and get some of these kids actually vaccinated.
Just inoculation numbers, what? Massachusetts population is just over 7 million, and over 5 million have at least one shot.
Right.
So a significant percentage of the population.
The kids will add another million or so to
Gotta
that.
get the kids done.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, we all heard Michelle Wu's answer on banning tents in public places just a few minutes ago. Could you see other cities and towns in Massachusetts actually implementing such an ordinance, Rob?
Well, let's see if Boston actually implements such an ordinance first. I mean, Janie has said that she's going to do it. Councilor Wu says she supports it. But will they actually go out and tear down these tents and put these people in shelters where they belong, not on the street committing crimes? being a blight on the neighborhood. But it was interesting. I mean, Councilor Wu, her solution to this is a bureaucratic solution. I'm going to have a cabinet secretary of mass and CAS. I mean, I don't understand how this solves the problem at all. I mean, it's a law and order public health problem, plain and simple. There are already departments to deal with that. They just don't want to do it because they don't have the political will.
Banning tents, what do you think, Marianne?
I think it'll happen not only in Boston, it'll happen in other communities, but this is where you can't let the perfect get in the way of the possible. Michelle Wu said in the first debate, I believe, that in her first 100 days she'd identify buildings. Well, that takes you into February, right? What she's going to do and everybody else, find some places that are safe, secure, and warm that people can be put in the interim while you find these more permanent solutions. This can be done. So hopefully she and maybe Anissa's team are out there trying to cite places now so you can do that in the first days, because she gets sworn in 2 weeks after the election.
We continue on the record. Stay with us.